All right, for more on this, let's bring in CTV's Rachel Aiello from Ottawa. Rachel, a whole lot to unpack here, as it has been quite a tumultuous week there in the nation's capital. Let's begin with the leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre, who we just heard from, now wants the Governor General to recall the House for a non-confidence vote. Could that happen? What could it take?
Yeah, Scott, another remarkable day here on Parliament Hill. So our indications are, I was in that press conference there with Mr. Poilievre, that he will imminently be writing to the Governor General making this request. Now, in terms of what happens from here is a big question mark. I would say we're kind of in unprecedented territory. So we will see. We've reached out to the Governor General's office about what her response to this request will be. But as you noted off the top there, Mr. Poilievre's assertion here is based on the rapidly unfolding series of events that have happened just today, really. Now that we have the NDP saying that they are ready to vote non-confidence in Justin Trudeau in 2025 being when the House was next supposed to sit. They wrapped up for the week. Aren't supposed to be back until January 27th. And then Poilievre was noting, because there are now more than a dozen Liberal MPs who have expressed that they want Trudeau to go, he is reading that as they have lost confidence in him. When you add up all of those MPs, it's around 70%. So it'll be really interesting to see where we go from here in the next couple hours, what response we get from the Governor General, if this could be into a situation where they're all called together to talk about it. But typically, Scott, what needs to happen for the Governor General to get involved would have to be a loss of confidence vote in the House of Commons. We've heard some of these people express verbally that they think the Prime Minister should go or that they don't have confidence, but it's really that mechanism of casting a vote in the House that typically triggers this kind of constitutional question about a potential fall of the Parliament.
And Rachel, the other new development, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh now threatening to take down the government, but of course making this threat as Parliament is not sitting anymore. What mechanisms does he have here?
Not many. So I think what is really key for Canadians watching right now to understand is what Jagmeet Singh is saying is that should there be a chance in 2025 when Parliament resumes, that's kind of his positioning, his party would be ready to bring forward a motion of non-confidence. Does that mean if a different non-confidence motion came up from the Conservatives through a supply option, through a spending bill, would they vote for that? They're not clear, really not answering our questions on that at this point. Would this mean that he would be ready to go if the Governor General did heed Poilievre's call for non-confidence vote this year, in the next couple of days? That is an open question. So essentially what Poilievre is pushing for is trying to kind of call Singh on this. He was critical, Poilievre was, of NDP leader Jagmeet Singh saying he tore up his supply and confidence deal with the Liberals back in September and then going ahead and voting confidence with the Liberals pretty much at every chance they got during the fall sitting. So it's still a big question right now in terms of how soon or how serious Singh is about prompting the country into an early election and what mechanism they would be okay doing that with, because they have said in the past that they tore up the deal. They were ready for an election, but then kept this government alive. So he's saying now he's ready to vote non-confidence. We'll have to see how soon that could be and in what kind of form the NDP would be ready to make that move. So just kind of a caution. It's very chaotic here in Ottawa right now, as everyone is aware, but we aren't right yet on the precipice of an election. Fair to say, though, that an early election is increasingly becoming likely.
And throughout this entire tumultuous week, still no specific comments from the Prime Minister on his future as well. All right, CTV's Rachel Aiello in Ottawa. Following everything that's been going on this week, Rachel, greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.